And I'm going through a little incidents that happen in restaurants, but that get inflated because there's an agenda. And I want to know, is the agenda just to get me out of work because you want the job, or is the agenda because there's a government intrusion to say, you know what, do this, do this, do this. I don't know if someone's honest. Unfortunately, a lot of the busboys and stuff, I mean, the word of mouth is they're all illegals. They're not legal citizens. And, you know, and my whole thing is, I just want someone who's going to take care of the customer. Not my problem. I don't do hiring and firing around here. Not my problem. You know what I mean? But always, because I would talk to someone, and they're always, oh my God, I'm afraid, and they're going to deport me, and all these things. And I'm like, well, you don't want, you're a hard worker. And I used to stand up for a lot of these guys, man. Sure, I'm me, my personality. I'm not gonna let you make reverse racist statements to me. I'm gonna stand up for myself, but I always stick up for these guys and their hard work, absolutely. But there was that sentiment. I mean, and you know, it's again, I knew something was going on, and then I knew, oh my gosh, man. Uh, that kind of thing. But going back to, so I told Warren and Lucy about the statement that Carlos had made about the food. In some ways, I think he was warning me. So did somebody go to him and say, we're going to put something, or put this in his food, or something like that? It's very important to understand that. Remember, when these guys are in fear of being oppressed by police and whether they're legal or not and that kind of thing, they'll cooperate with anybody to do anything. And ironically, with the normal, what's funny about is after that incident, she was like, Dominic, do you need somebody to clean your apartment? My mom needs a job. I mean, dude, how dare you? You create a sentiment and create a whole incident and call. She even called Connie. I had to talk to Connie. They were playing that she's pregnant and that kind of thing. And I'm like, dude, don't put that she's pregnant. I told her if she could. She's like that. It's like she was instigating a problem, and I say, hey, can I get it? And then she goes off on me. She's just waiting to go off. And then I tell her, move. And you know what I mean? But they're playing this game, and I'm like, no, don't get it wrong, man. You're siding with her over me calling you out for creating a hostile situation with me and the general manager, either you or somebody within the office. Now, the manager, Warren, told me that Connie said it. So if she didn't tell him, then somebody did. All I know is that created a hostile situation between me and Warren. Me and Warren were friends, man. I mean, we were very friendly, and all of a sudden that created a rift. Now, the government intrusion caused that rift, meaning that somebody going to the office and saying, Connie, you know what? Tell him. You're talking to Dominic. Well, insinuate and tell Warren. And well, Warren can't keep anything to himself. He's going to go and tell me right away. He says, Dominic, how dare you talk to Connie? And she told me and all. And I'm like, tell you what, man. And you're telling, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh, man. I created such a. And so when I talked to Connie about that, man, she's like, well, I didn't say anything. I didn't tell. Well, then why is he saying you did that? Somebody from your office did, but you created a hostile environment for me. Then this Norma incident happens. And then they side with Norma, and then there's a big propaganda move, which really was racist. I mean, it was a reverse racist move. Even who did I talk to? I think there was a waiter, Mauricio and George, and they even said, "Oh, Don, they're trying to get you on. They want your job." I mean, and like, oh man, this is bullshit, man. And talk about, but is it induced by the worker? Is it induced by the government? Somebody needs to answer to that. I don't know. And then again, this goes all back to putting the tech in. Do you know what it is? Do you not know what it is? Who's orchestrating the stage movements of moving me into places?